Arcadian Vanguard presents the Wrestling News and your daily wrestling newscast for Thursday, March 2nd, 2023. Good morning. I'm Mike Sempervive. We begin today with AEW Dynamite on TBS from the Cow Palace in San Francisco. In a tag team casino battle royal, Danhausen and Orange Cassidy emerged victorious, with Danhausen last eliminating the Butcher and the Blade.
Challenging Austin and Colton Gunn for the AEW World Tag Team Championship live this Sunday at Revolution.
Also participating in the Battle Royal were Top Flight, Aussie Open, Matt Menard and Angelo Parker, Alex Reynolds and John Silver, The Kingdom, Preston Vance and Roosh, Claudio Castagnoli and Wheeler Yuta, and the Lucha Brothers. Following the match, Cassidy and Danhausen were attacked by Jay Lethal and Jeff Jarrett, with the Acclaimed making the save. Cassidy had also been victorious in the opening match, defeating Big Bill to retain the All-Atlantic Championship in his 13th successful defense of the title. Powerhouse Hobbs won the 8-man Face of the Revolution ladder match to earn a shot at Samoa Joe's TNT title.
Powerhouse Hobbs with the opportunity right here in his backyard.
He's working with what he got, but
he's there! Pull it down, Hobbs! Powerhouse Hobbs, he made the climb! Got to release it. Can he unlock the carabiner? Hobbs did it! There he is, Joe.
Oh, there he is. I mean, imagine going through all that, going through that hellacious match just to get beat up even worse the following week, Tony.
Also involved in the match were Eddie Kingston, Action Andretti, AR Fox, Commander, Konosuke Takeshita, Ortiz, and Sammy Guevara. In other results, Chris Jericho beat Peter Avalon. Ricky Starks attempted to make the save when the entire Jericho Appreciation Society jumped Avalon after the match, but Starks suffered a JAS beatdown himself. Also, Riho pinned Tony Storm following a distraction from Britt Baker. The finish led to a post-match brawl between Baker and Storm, also involving Jamie Hayter, Ruby Soho, and Saraya. And Hook defeated Matt Hardy via submission in under 5 minutes to retain his FTW title. Hook remains undefeated in 21 matches. Last night's show marked AEW's debut at the historic Cow Palace, which was the home arena for Roy Shire's Northern California territory all throughout the 1960s and 70s. This was the first wrestling event presented there since New Japan's G1 special in July 2018, and the first from a major American promotion in 11 years. In WWE news, rumors of Endeavor Group Holdings being one of the companies interested in purchasing WWE may not be true, as Endeavor CEO Ari Emanuel seemed to downplay his company's interest when questioned on the topic on an earnings call yesterday.
Here's what I would say to you, is we're truly focused, as Jason said, on delevering. We're not going to do anything that would increase our leverage at this point in time. I would just say, as it relates, we constantly are looking at things out there, but we're not going to leverage ourselves up because we've done a good job of deleveraging, and we're going to continue to deleverage. As it relates to the WWE, it's an unbelievable product. Vince is an unbelievable, created a great business. We've had a long-standing relationship with them over 2 decades. We're doing, as I indicated, on-location business with them, Endeavor streaming business with them. His business is really valuable, but we're not going to do anything as it relates to kind of changing our leverage position right now.
WWE will be returning to Saudi Arabia in May, according to a report yesterday from PW Insider. WWE King and Queen of the Ring is scheduled to take place on May 27th and is expected to be held in Jeddah, although that has not been confirmed. Expected to take place at the event are the crowning of a new WWE King of the Ring as well as a Queen of the Ring, which will take the place of the Queen's Crown title first won by Zelina Vega in 2021. The scheduled Saudi event is 1 day before AEW's premier pay-per-view event of the year, Double or Nothing, scheduled to take place in Las Vegas. With some legal news, here's the Wrestling News' Lou Kipilman.
Sonya Deville, real name Daria Baronato, was recently charged with unlawful weapon possession, following a February 19th arrest in Atlantic City, New Jersey, which was just made public yesterday in a report from TMZ. According to the report, Baronato had a handgun in her car, which was found by a parking valet at the Borgata Hotel and Casino and reported to police, who discovered that while the firearm was registered in Florida, Baronato didn't have a New Jersey permit for it. Sources close to Baronato told TMZ that she first bought the handgun following a break-in at her Florida home in 2020, in which the home invader allegedly attempted to kidnap her. Baronato is due in court for a hearing later this month. For the wrestling news, I'm Lou Kipilman.
In ratings news, Monday Night Raw drew its smallest audience in 6 weeks, with 1.768 million viewers tuning in for last Monday's episode on the USA Network, according to WrestleNomics. That total is down nearly 12% from last week's 2.006 million. In the key 18 to 49-year-old demographic, the show drew a .51 rating, translating to 669,000 viewers, a drop of nearly 9% from last week's .56 key demo rating. NXT last Tuesday night on USA drew an audience of 555,000, its lowest audience in 12 weeks, according to Showbuzz Daily. That number is also down nearly 6% from last week's audience of 589,000. The rating in the key demographic was .13, representing 170,000 viewers, and down from last week's .14 key demo rating, according to WrestleNomics. Post Wrestling reports that in Canada, NXT on Rogers Sportsnet 360 averaged approximately 58,000 English-language viewers and 24,000 in the 25 to 54-year-old demographic, nearly identical to last week's numbers of 58,000 and 28,000 respectively. Now in some corporate news, here's the Wrestling News' Lou Kipilman.
WWE will begin moving its office employees to its new location in downtown Stamford later this month, according to a PW Insider report. Employees will be moved from Titan Tower at 1241 East Main Street on the outskirts of Stamford, where the company has been headquartered since 1991, as well as several other locations throughout Stamford, including the TV studio at 88 Hamilton Avenue, to the newly renovated location at 677 Washington Boulevard. After the initial employee moves taking place this month, the company will continue to gradually move all its Stamford employees to the one central downtown location by the end of the year, or early 2024 at the latest. The sprawling new headquarters reportedly cover 400,000 square feet and will house approximately 800 WWE employees. The company is reported to have signed a 16-and-a-half-year lease on the new property, to be followed by 5-year renewal options. There has been no talk of WWE buying the property outright, as it did with Titan Tower. For the Wrestling News, I'm Lou Kipilman.
In injury news, the foot injury sustained by Fuego del Sol at an independent show last month appears to be worse than expected, with Del Sol reporting on social media yesterday that doctors found the foot to be fractured in 5 different places, in addition to significant ligament damage. Although originally expected to keep him out of action for 6 to 8 weeks, Del Sol commented that surgery may be required, which could keep him away from the ring for as long as 3 months. The injury occurred during a triple threat match during a Supreme Pro Wrestling show in Elks Grove, California on February 19th. Del Sol last appeared for AEW in a loss to Juice Robinson on the February 15th edition of Dark Elevation. In Women of Wrestling news, WOW will be premiering 2 new documentary specials on Pluto TV's Fight Channel this month, according to a company announcement made yesterday. One of the specials, entitled My Road to WOW, The Secrets of the Superheroes, will take a look behind the scenes of the promotion and profile some of its top stars. A second documentary, The Origin of WOW, Women of Wrestling, will take a look back at the history of women's wrestling. The announcement did not provide a specific date on when the documentaries would be made available. Turning to Japan, New Japan Pro Wrestling presented the All-Star Junior Festival on Wednesday at a sold-out Korakuen Hall in Tokyo. Booked by IWGP World Junior Heavyweight Champion Hiromu Takahashi, the inaugural event showcasing cruiserweights featured 47 wrestlers from 22 different promotions, including every major company in Japan. In the main event, New Japan's Master Wato defeated All Japan's Atsuki Aoyagi in 14 minutes and 24 seconds. Preceding the finale, New Japan's Taiji Ishimori won a 5-way scramble that also included Dragon Gate's Shun Skywalker, CMLL's Soberano Jr., and Pro Wrestling Noah's Yohei and Ninja Mac. Other notable results from the show saw Shima representing GLATE defeat the DDT promotion's Kazuki Harada, and in a 10-man tribute to Shinjiro Otani, Otani's former partner Tetsuhito Takaiwa partnered with Takumi Kinoshu, Minoru Tanaka, Yoshinobu Kanemaru, and Jun Kasai to defeat Musashi, Leona, Kota Sekifuda, Shoki Kitamura, and Chicharito Shoki. A portion of the show's proceeds will be donated to Otani, one of the world's preeminent junior heavyweights of the 1990s, who was paralyzed during a match in April of 2022. The All-Star Junior Festival is available as a standalone pay-per-view through New Japan's NJPW World Service. And before we leave you today, we'd like to remind you that however you consume your content, you can find the wrestling news 24 hours a day and 7 days a week across social media. On Twitter, follow us at Wrestling News AV. Our Facebook page is also Wrestling News AV. The Wrestling News can also be found on the Arcadian Vanguard YouTube page. And for those who utilize Amazon Echo devices, just tell Alexa to play the Wrestling News podcast. And remember to make sure you add podcast at the end. Once again, for daily updates, breaking news, and more, follow the Wrestling News across social media. And that's the news for today. If anything happens, we will be here to tell you about it. No clickbait, no paywall, just the Wrestling News. The Wrestling News is a division of Arcadian Vanguard, and the Wrestling Newscast is a production of the Arcadian Vanguard Podcast Network.